Your brain shrinks. Your face swells. You hallucinate smells and can't even cry properly. Welcome to space, the most anxiety-inducing wellness retreat in the galaxy. Imagine waking up and your body says, "Gravity? Never heard of her. Welcome to space," where your inner ear, that delicate, jelly-filled compass of orientation, gets completely punked. In zero gravity, your vestibular system has a meltdown. It's designed for Earth, where down is a thing. But up in space? No down, no up, no direction, just floaty nonsense. So your brain, desperate for a clue, starts arguing with your eyes. Your eyes say you're upright. Your ears say you're a dizzy balloon. The result? Space motion sickness, aka vomiting in slow motion while spinning through existential confusion. About 70% of astronauts experience this delightful experience in the first few days. Some barf. Some just feel like they want to. Others just curl up and reconsider their career choices. It's like the worst roller coaster. Except it lasts a week. And you're also trying to do science. Congratulations, you're in space, and now your face looks like it lost a fight with an allergic reaction. See, gravity usually keeps your bodily fluids politely distributed, blood, lymph, mucus, the whole glorious soup. But take gravity away, and all those fluids decide to move upstairs. Like, all at once. Your face balloons, your neck thickens, your legs look like sad noodles. Astronauts call it moon face, which sounds cute, until you realize you're stuck in a floating tin can. Looking like a puffy tomato with anxiety. Even worse, that fluid shift messes with your sinuses, your taste, and even your vision. Some astronauts come home with permanently altered eyesight. Imagine going to space and returning with free space-induced glasses. Basically, zero-G turns your circulatory system into a confused traffic jam. And your face is the unfortunate detour. Turns out, you don't know how much you love trees until you realize you can't see one for 6 months. Astronauts report a weird phenomenon called the Earth out of view effect. When they can't see Earth from the window, anxiety and depression skyrocket, literally. Because even though you're orbiting the planet, just being unable to lay eyes on it feels like being lost in space emotionally and existentially. You're surrounded by gray walls, tubes, floating burritos, and the never-ending hum of machines. No breeze, no birds, no pizza smells, just sterile aluminum and recycled farts. Oh, and good luck feeling grounded when ground is a concept you left behind last Tuesday. One astronaut said missing Earth feels like heartbreak with no cure. You're homesick for gravity, for grass, for cold rain and warm bread. Basically, space makes your brain nostalgic for everything, even stuff you thought you hated. Like Mondays. Space doesn't just mess with your body, it also pokes your feelings with a big, floaty stick. You might think astronauts are all super serious science machines who never cry. But surprise. Being confined in a claustrophobic metal tube for months. Thousands of miles from your family. With a toilet that sounds like a vacuum cleaner, it does things to you. Isolation, sleep deprivation, and the general try not to die vibe of spaceflight can trigger mood swings, anxiety, and even full-blown emotional breakdowns. Worse yet, it's hard to cry in space. Seriously, without gravity, your tears just pool up in your eyes like tiny saltwater blobs, refusing to fall. So now you're sobbing and blind. Cool. NASA actually trains astronauts on conflict resolution because yes, people have snapped at each other in orbit. Imagine arguing about who left the coffee pouch floating above the toilet while spinning 17,000 miles per hour. And the longer the mission, the more your mental health wobbles. Mars mission simulations on Earth showed crew members withdrawing, zoning out, and growing passive-aggressive over time. So yeah, it's not just space madness. It's, you haven't seen a tree in 200 days, madness. Picture this. You're finally ready to rest. You've got your Velcro pillow. Your sleeping bag is strapped to the wall. And everything's perfect, except your body has no idea what time it is. Welcome to the orbit lag nightmare. On the International Space Station, you get 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every 24 hours. That's a sunrise every 90 minutes. It's like someone's flipping the light switch of your life on and off all day long. Your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that controls your sleep cycle, doesn't stand a chance. So NASA micromanages sleep with strict schedules, fake lighting, and sometimes melatonin. But even with all that, astronauts still struggle. Some barely sleep, others wake up constantly, and some get that surreal floating insomnia where your body is tired but your brain is like. Let's stare at the ceiling and contemplate existence. Over time, that sleep deprivation can tank your memory, mess with your judgment, and make your brain about as sharp as a crumpled tortilla. So yeah, space messes with your brain by convincing it that night doesn't exist and naps are a betrayal. Yep, you read that right. Your brain literally shrinks in space. In a fun little twist of cosmic irony, prolonged space travel can reduce the volume of certain brain regions, particularly the ones involved in motor control and processing sensory information. Translation. Your brain is like, oh cool, we float now? Guess I'll delete the walking files. And it's not just about shrinking. MRI scans of astronauts show shifts in brain structure and changes in white matter. Think of it like your neural wiring being redecorated by space. Without your permission, even memory takes a hit. Some astronauts return with temporary forgetfulness and difficulty focusing, a condition lovingly referred to as space fog. It's like jet lag and baby brain had a zero-gravity baby. It's not 100% clear why this happens, but researchers think it's a mix of fluid shifts, lack of gravity, sensory deprivation, and the general stress of living inside a floating anxiety simulator. So to recap, go to space, float around, see Earth from above, forget where you put your space gloves. Your brain is weird even on Earth. In space, it becomes a creative little liar. Astronauts have reported phantom smells, odors that no one else can smell and that may not actually exist. Burnt steak, welding fumes, hot metal, and in space, where burnt anything equals potential disaster. These ghost smells are a one-way ticket to Panic Town. Then there's the knocking. No, not from your crewmates, from outside. Astronauts on multiple missions have described mysterious tapping or knocking sounds coming from the hull. There's no weather, no birds, no neighbors, so naturally, the logical explanations are thermal expansion, micrometeoroids, or space ghosts. Your brain, already stressed and confused, might start generating sensory hallucinations, and in an environment where any weird sound could mean instant doom. Those hallucinations are not fun. Basically, your brain starts playing haunted house inside your skull because it's bored and under pressure. Like a cat knocking things off a shelf, just for the chaos. Not all the brain effects are terrifying, some are just cosmically existential. Enter the overview effect, a psychological phenomenon where astronauts experience a sudden, overwhelming sense of unity, awe, and insignificance when they see Earth from space. Sounds nice, right? Until your brain goes, wait, that tiny blue marble holds literally everything I've ever known, and I'm stuck in a floating coffin held together by duct tape and prayers. Astronauts describe it as a mind-expanding jolt of perspective. Political borders disappear, petty arguments fade. You suddenly realize you're a fragile meat sack hurtling through an infinite void. It's beautiful, it's humbling, and it's low-key terrifying. Some astronauts return home permanently changed. They struggle to connect with people who've never seen Earth from above. It's like their brain has permanently zoomed out to a wide-angle view of existence. Others experience something called existential grief, sadness triggered by the realization that Earth is all we have. One speck in a silent universe. Hope you brought tissues with your tang. Because space is giving you a cosmic therapy session. You know what you can't do in space? Hug your friend. Astronauts live in tight quarters. But that doesn't mean they're getting cozy. Human touch, that everyday background comfort of handshakes, high fives, or hugs, basically vanishes. Touch deprivation is a real psychological stressor. On Earth, it can lead to depression, anxiety, even physical pain. In space, you're already in a high-stress environment. And now your brain's wondering why no one has touched your arm in 3 months. There's no casual physical contact. No pets. No, I need a hug, moments. Just cold air, cold surfaces, and maybe a firm handshake during launch training 6 months ago. It's like being the loneliest roommate in a very cramped, very expensive apartment that also orbits Earth at 17,000 miles per hour. Basically, your brain starts to mistouch the way your stomach misses pizza. And no, hugging your Velcro sleeping bag doesn't count. If your fridge breaks, you get warm leftovers. If your spacesuit breaks, you become freeze-dried human spaghetti. Space travel forces your brain to live with the constant knowledge that everything around you is trying not to kill you, but could fail at any moment. Your oxygen? Filtered by machines. Your water? Recycled from your own body. Your bathroom? A vacuum tube that will betray you if you look at it wrong. Every beep, whir, and silence means something. If a machine suddenly stops making noise, it's not peaceful, it's a red flag. Silence in space isn't calming. It's oh no, why is it quiet panic. Astronauts are trained to handle emergencies. But your brain is not trained to sleep next to something that could catch fire or depressurize your lungs into outer space soup. Every nap is a trust fall with technology. And here's the kicker. Most astronauts report having stress dreams during missions. Think. Floating too far from the station. Forgetting their helmet. Realizing they're in their underwear on a spacewalk. Your brain doesn't need gravity to conjure nightmares, just a floating anxiety chamber with Wi-Fi. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy weird, slightly horrifying facts delivered with a smile. See you next time.